Now we're going to get into tending to your inner habitat, tending to your gut. And through the years, especially since moving to Los Angeles in 2009, I started having a lot of problems related to an excess of candida in my body, and it would manifest in ways that I had never heard of or thought about before, but sort of like my eyes had a film over them, and it was hard to make decisions, and I was extremely moody. My pre-moon time was really intense, and I felt low energy. Little uncomfortable feelings all seemed to be linked to that once I started reading a book about body ecology. It's called specifically the Body Ecology Diet. And so I did a cleanse for about 3 weeks where I would abstain from all sugars, including fruit sugar. And the first week especially was really hard because my body was addicted to the sugar, and I didn't even realize it. I don't have a crazy sweet tooth, but anytime I ate sugar, I was feeding this crazy candida. It felt like I had an invader taking over my body, taking my energy, controlling my mood, everything like that. So in that cleanse, they talk about having cultured foods, and it's really hard to do a 3-week no sugar diet as a parent, and I wouldn't be able to necessarily feed both of us in the same way that I could just focus on feeding myself, like the last time I did the cleanse. But what I do is I periodically take breaks from processed sugar, and then I make some curtidos, some homemade probiotic veggies. So today I'm going to share with you the probiotic veggies, and it's just one way that I can access gut health, body ecology for myself, and it's really low cost. So I have these 4 jars. I may not fill all of them, I might just fill 3, we'll see. And I got organic carrots and organic cauliflower and organic ginger. You can totally change up the recipe however you want. People of all cultures for thousands of years have been making cultured foods, knowing that they're good for their bellies, like kefir, stuff like that, but pickles. But this recipe I like because it doesn't have any added salt. It just uses these vegetables and some purified water, distilled water. And so I'm going to show you that process. So first I'm going to chop these all up into pieces that I want to consume later. And then I'll show you steps 3 and 4. So for this next part, we're going to take a few of the cauliflowers, a few of the gingers, and a few of the carrots, but you can do cabbage, you can do whatever veggie you feel like. They're just loosely chopped. And I'm going to add some water, some distilled or purified water to cover it. And then you're going to have to blend it in a blender. It could be immersion blender, it could be Ninja, it could be food processor. And if you absolutely can't, then just try to mince it as tiny as you can. So this juice is what's actually going to activate all that probiotic cooking that's going to happen. So I'm going to pour this all over the veggies, and then I'm going to cover the rest of it with water. Now we're going to fill the jars with, make sure a little bit of that mixture that you blended is in each jar, and you can mix up a lot of it with the rest of it. And this curtido needs to sit for about, I usually give it a moon cycle, so it's a full moon now, so probably next full moon I'll check one of the jars and see how I did, if it's ready. And if it kind of fizzes or pops when you open the jar, then you know that it's good to go. And I was afraid about not having enough, but I think I have plenty to fill these 4 jars. Can give a couple away to some friends. So what happens is that living in places like polluted cities, or being stressed out, or not eating clean organic food, all of those contribute, as well as what specifically you're eating, to your body being acidic inside. And something like probiotics helps make it alkaline again. And I've heard that in an alkaline body, cancer cannot grow. So the more alkaline you keep your insides, the more healthy you'll be. And there's a lot of probiotic options at the store. There's things like sauerkraut, kimchi, but I like making it homemade when I can, just because it feels good to work for my gut, process things for my gut, to then have an easier time processing. And when I don't have time to go on a full cleanse, this is just my way of having self-care as a mama. And then again, I can share this goodness with other loved ones. And what else? If you have any questions or recipes of your own, please share. I'm trying to just stuff these jars as full as I can, because sometimes the top layer, sometimes putting a cabbage leaf at the top is a great idea, but I don't have cabbage in this round, so I'm just going to stuff it full, and maybe the top layer won't get fully cortiserized. So we're just going to do as much as possible, and maybe once they're ready, we'll discard the top layer. This is like, so I had 2 bags of carrots from Trader Joe's, unfortunately in plastic. Next time, note to self, buy non-plastic covered veggies. Do what we can. And then the cauliflower is also from Trader Joe's. So 1.25 cauliflower and 2 bags of carrots ended up filling 4 quart jars pretty perfectly. So push them down. And then the rest of this juice I'm going to pour in, and I want my veggies to be covered. So I'll pour a little of this mixture in each one. I'm spilling a lot, whoops. And then the rest of it, I'm going to add some distilled water. We refilled this bottle with some, I think it's like alkaline water. But it doesn't have to be distilled though, not tap water, distilled or boiled water, or alkaline. And you're going to fill it mostly to the top, but leave a little room, because as the stuff fizzes and changes and expands, you don't want to potentially explode the jar. So give it a little room at the top, and so maybe to the bottom of where the rim starts. And we're just topping these off. And this is like a 20-minute procedure, maybe 30 including cleanup. So not bad for making your own stuff, because before I thought I had to boil things and felt complicated and stressed out about it. But this recipe is pretty simple. And you want to make sure your jars are really clean. Since these are new, I didn't boil them this time, I just washed them. But boiling jars is one way to ensure that they're super, super clean, because you don't want any bacteria. That's not healthy for your gut going in here. So there's my 4 jars of Body Ecology juice, ready in about a month. And hope you enjoy. Power to the gut.